My name is Valerie White-Williams, and today I am talking about the seventh house. Yes, and I'm going to talk about all of the planets and placements in the seventh house. So the seventh house is the house that's directly across from the ascendant. So the ascendant is all about you, your personality, how you're showing up in the world. The descendant is the other. And so people that have placements in the seventh house are relationship oriented. So they're looking for relationships, and we're going to look to the signs on those seventh houses, or the signs and the placements, to get into that seventh house. Because the seventh house is all about partnerships. It's also considered the marriage house, but it's all kinds of partnerships. It's just not only romantic relationships, and long-term relationships, but also business partners, people that you are collaborating with. So it's really that. There's so much more in that seventh house, but that's basically it. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with, of course, the sun sign. So the sun sign in that house means that you really crave partnership. You don't want to do it alone. You want to have somebody that's going to help and guide you. And so that sun shines brightly in the seventh house. And so people that have sun in their seventh house definitely crave companionship. They are fairly social. They like that sun shining, someone special in their life. Also the sign on those placements, because say Gemini, so you have Gemini sun, you're going to be attracted to partners that are very talkative, communicating. You might be shy, but you enjoy someone who you can talk about things, work things through. You're going to be sparring partners probably, or not in a bad way, but you talk things out. You're going to talk a lot. Versus Cancer. So Cancer on that seventh house is that you're really yearning to have someone that's going to nurture you and give you some nurturing. It's going to be in more of a nurturing field. So it really depends on the signs that are there. So let's do one more. We'll talk about Sagittarius. So Sagittarius likes to take action. They're kind of sporty. They like to fire people up. So sun in Sagittarius is going to be you're going to be attracted to these people that take action and want to do things with you and do sporty things. But basically that sun, and again, what I say about the sun doesn't necessarily come easy to us, because the sun is our hero's journey. So when you have sun in that seventh house, it might take you some time to grow into that maturity, to allow yourself those really appealing partnerships that are going to light up your life. All right, so that is sun in the seventh house. So now we're going to go into the moon in the seventh house. Now, unlike the sun, which shines bright where you're going and reaching towards like a plant, the moon is the opposite. It's reflective. You don't have to work hard. You just reflect it. It just comes to you. And the moon is also where you nurture yourself and you reflect. So moon in the seventh house means that it's easy for you to find people that are relating to you. And your relationships tend to be very, I want to say maybe spiritual or meant to be, that you're attracting these soulmates that are going to be partners with you. And again, it's going to be not only marriage, but also business partners or other people that work together. It doesn't have to be this formal business relationship, but it's people that are working together. So that reflective moon brings people to you. There's a sense of magnetism, but the thing about when you have moon in the seventh house, it's really it's that magnetic people. Because the thing about the seventh house is that we think we don't have those qualities, so we attract those people that do have the qualities, and then that they teach us how to be there. So moon in there is going to attract these people that have a sense of a mystery maybe, and they're very seductive. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but but you're really attracted to them. So you're going to feel this attraction, this magnetic attraction to these partners. And it's going to be a bit easy, unless you got some affliction going on. But normally it comes easy, and that moon is how you nurture yourself. And you're going to find somebody that also is kind of in tune with some emotional journey. Again, it depends on the sign, again, of the moon. So if you have moon that is in, let's say, Pisces, that's going to be really sensitive. It's a very sensitive placement. And those people are very artistic, so you're really attracted to these artistic people that are also very spiritual. And so those are the people you're attracting into your life to partner with. And so let's do another one. Let's do, say, Virgo. So Virgo is kind of organized, kind of wants things to be in a certain way. And they want to kind of have an organized life and be kind of healthy. And so that's their, this is your moon. But you're going to attract people that maybe are going to help you put things together. And maybe you're like, you're right, I need someone who can like cook for me or get me on a track so I can actually make changes in my life. So that is moon in the 7th house. All right, so now we're going to go into Mercury in the 7th house. So with Mercury in your 7th house, you are attracted to people that are very mental and talkative, and they are going to stimulate you. You're going to be stimulated emotionally by people that have Mercury in the 7th house. And again, we're talking about partnerships, attracting the kind of partnerships that you really are destined to work with. And the kind of people you like to work with one-on-one in a partnership, whether it's a marriage or another kind of partnership. And so that Mercury is that you're really attracted to creating people that are very good talkers, they stimulate your mind, and they kind of bring you out. Because that's what that 7th house is that it's people that you partnership that are going to bring out these qualities because that's what they have. They're going to stimulate you mentally. Right. So let's talk about the signs with the Mercury. So let's say Taurus. Now, Taurus is very earthy. It's really fixed. But that Taurus is still going to be in that house of the 7th house. But that Taurus is going to be probably about building structure, like building finance, because that's what Taurus is like, to build and build wealth. So maybe the discussions in that Taurus Mercury is like, how can we build our nest egg? How can we build our house? How can we do those things? So that would be Mercury in Taurus. And so let's do another one. We'll do Leo, Mercury in Leo. So Leo likes to have fun. Leo likes to do stuff. They want to actually play. They want to have fun. They want to go on trips. So Mercury in Leo is going to be all about how can we like do stuff that's going to be really exciting, or maybe build our reputation so people can see this shiny thing, because we're going to work on creating this sense of almost luxury, but also shining on everybody. And that's the mental thing. We're going to make plans, because that's what Mercury is about, making plans and speaking about what we need and what they want. All right, so now we're going to go into Venus. And Venus is kind of like your emotional body. Venus has a lot to do about relationships and relating to people. So when Venus is in the 7th house, you are attracted to people that are really in tune with their emotions. And that helps bring your emotions in and your feeling, your emotional body. In fact, I typically say that the house that Venus shows up in is where you're usually going to find your girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. But that 7th house, you really want somebody who feels attractive, that you're attracted to, that has an ease with the emotional language. And that's going to be, there's going to be a feeling in love. Now, again, it's not only marriage. It could be just like you have a business partner and you guys just bond. You understand each other. You feel, this respect. I just watched the movie Rocket Man with about Elton John, and they talked a lot about his partnership with Bernie Taupin, I think I said. So that's an example of a partnership that was really powerful. And so you have that emotional connection. Obviously, they had that. So again, it's not always about marriage, but it's about people who partner together. And so again, with Venus there, which has that, I don't know if they had this, I don't know their charts at all, but it sounds similar, that basically people that have Venus on their 7th house are going to attract this harmonious relationship where there's a lot of ease about emotionality, and they understand each other, they understand the emotion. And again, that person that is going to attract to that partnership is going to help the person who has, Venus in that 7th house. It's going to help open them up, because that's what happens. Partnerships help open you up to new things, because there are things that you think you don't have, but that partner is going to bring that to the table. So let's talk about a few of the signs. We'll say Aries. So we're going to have Aries in that 7th house. And that's going to be Aries that is also in Venus. Now, Aries takes action. And so that Aries in Venus is going to maybe be a little bit more assertive, taking action and energizing that relationship, but in kind of still an emotionally component. There's that emotional understanding, maybe emotional maturity, taking action of saying, hey, this is how I like it. This is how I feel. Let's do this. Taking action and still in the integrity of the emotions in the relationship. All right, so now we're going to go into Mars in the 7th house. So Mars is an action taker, no matter what the sign is. And so Mars is that physical body. And so Mars in the 7th house, for people that have that 7th house placement, is that they are attracted, and they attract people that have lots of energy, and they're going to push them to do things, or maybe push them into a relationship. Could also be that as well. And so they're looking for somebody that is going to take that action and initiate, because that's what Mars does. It initiates that, and there's a lot of physicality in there too. So that physical energy in the 7th house could just be that we're doing physical activities together. Maybe you're going to build a business together that's physical, or just, I'll say, sexual attraction in that 7th house with the Mars energy. So let's think about some of the placements we could say. So let's go to Scorpio. Okay, that was a big one. So Scorpio is going to really be very passionate, take action, and there's a bit of depth there. And it's almost a little bit secretive, like it's private. It's private. So now I'm going to go into Mars in Aquarius, completely different than Scorpio. Mars in Aquarius really is that fixed air. And so there's a bit of more of an intellectual quality for that. So Mars with Aquarius in the 7th house is going to take action, but more in an intellectual way. Like, we're soulmates. Let's travel and learn all this, still help the earth. And there's a bit more of maybe a step back, because Mars in Aquarius isn't super physical, but it has its own way with it. All right, so now I'm going to get into Jupiter in the 7th house. And I have to admit, I have Jupiter in my 7th house. It's in Aries. And so I tend to attract the right people at the right time to come into my life, whether they're relationship or a romantic relationship or a teaching relationship or another person that's going to help me. So I'm really grateful for that, because Jupiter is the planet of benevolence. It shows up, and it's almost like Santa Claus says, hey, here's your present. And you're like, wow, this is it. So anywhere in your chart, you're going to find Jupiter is going to be all over your chart. But Jupiter in Aries in the 7th house brings people, and they take action. I have again and again have friends, lovers, people that have Aries placements. And so I like people who are energized, and they energize me. And usually they bring gifts. They bring gifts of whatever their talents are, whether they're, again, partners. I've attracted so many teachers that I've worked with. It's just been remarkable. So that's Jupiter and Aries. They take action and I'll take action with them. And then let's do another sign. We'll think of, let's see, Capricorn. Totally different. Jupiter and Capricorn is going to be really different than Jupiter and Aries. It's going to take solid structure. So Jupiter is still going to bless you, but it's basically maybe a building, because Capricorn is building. It builds. It's that mountain goat. So you'll still get this Jupiter benevolence, but it's not going to be bam like Aries. You're going to have, okay, we're going to plan this out and we're going to make sure this is going to happen. And we're going to build a relationship. We're going to build an empire or a business. So that's Jupiter in the 7th house. So after Jupiter is Saturn. Now Saturn is the timekeeper. It is the planet where we have to, it's what we really, really want. We really, really, really want, but we can't have it. And so this is where we have to build and create structure and discipline to get what we want. So when you have Saturn in the 7th house, it could be that it's going to take you some time to actually find what you want. And so that Saturn energy, it might be till in your 28 after the Saturn return comes and says, no, I really want a relationship. I really want a marriage, and it's taken me some time, but I'm going to find that person that has that structure for me. So again, Saturn is the timekeeper, and we have to build it. We want it, but we have to create a structure to do that. So a lot of times people think Saturn is like, oh, just horrible. Saturn's a horrible place. Well, we all have Saturn. We all have a Saturn placement. But people that have Saturn in the 7th house might feel like they'll never find anyone. I'll never find it. I will never find it. But what we need to do is you have to go within and help yourself and be really clear about building a relationship. And it's kind of inner work, because the way you're going to attract a relationship or even a business partner is that you're not going to go fishing. It's going to come to you as you prepare yourself to receive it. Because that's another thing about the 7th house. It's not about actively going there. It's about receiving it. Because that's really what the 7th house is. We receive it. And that's what we're doing with it. All right, so now we're going to go to Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of sudden inspiration. It's not always going to be hanging out with you, but you're going to get this lightning strike and you're going, oh, I got it. I understand it. I'm seeing it. So that happens kind of, again, like a lightning strike. So Uranus in the 7th house comes to you like a lightning bolt and you go, I get it now. I get it. I've heard it. I got the message. And I know what I need to do. So you're going to find the people. So also Uranus is kind of a quirky planet. It has a lot of it's involved with electronics and, instant sight. So it tells me that you're probably attracted to people that have a little quirkiness. Just like Saturn, you're maybe attracted to people that are serious and they're going to help you with structure. That's another thing I forgot to say. But with the Uranus there in the 7th house, it brings out that quirkiness, this curiosity that's bringing new ideas into the place. So you're attracted to people that are going to think out of the box. And that means in business partnerships and also in, marriage relationships, that we're always going to do new things. It's always going to be new. It's going to be fresh. And we're going to look outside the box to actually create this partnership. And again, those people are bringing that out in you because you're attracting them into your life. All right? 7th house is about attracting people in your life. That's what it's about. Attracting partnerships. All right, so now we're going to go into Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of spirituality and mysticism. So that is kind of an interesting planet in the 7th house because with the planet of Neptune, it's kind of merges. There's a sense of merging. But safe to say that if you have Neptune in the 7th house, you are attracted to or bringing into your life people that are very spiritual or very creative and very mystical. And so those are the kind of people that you are going to feel that partnership urge, again, whether it's a marriage or a partnership, that you like working with, or you like partnering with. Maybe the word work isn't the right word. You want to partner with these really spiritual and wise people that are really creative. And again, usually what's on the 7th house is what we think we don't have. We think we don't have it. But we attract people that show us what we want, and then that we actually have it too. That's kind of this inside out approach. So that's what Neptune is showing up in your chart. And then we're going to talk about Pluto. Now, Pluto is death and rebirth. How we handle, things that bring us down to our knees and how we revive ourselves. It's like the journey into the underworld. And so Pluto in relationships, it can be stormy, let's say it. And so it really depends. There could be multiple relationships that crash and burn, or it could be relationships that constantly transform. So where they started in a relationship with a business partnership or a marriage, they're constantly reinventing themselves as they go into a new journey. Because again, it's like the phoenix that rises again. So there's a lot of power and there's a lot of passion in that 7th house placement. And it can be a little bit dicey depending on the placements in that section. And it really depends on those people, but it is going to be a little bit more maybe stormy or intense. Okay, maybe that's a better word. Really intense. So there's a lot of intensity in Pluto, and that Pluto in the 7th house, people are attracted. You're attracting those Plutonic people so you can allow yourself to transform into something bigger and better. All right, so the very last 2 things we're going to talk about is the moon's nodes. So the moon's nodes are on a polarity. So we have the south node, which is what we are used to doing, which is why we're going to want to go back there, but it's not really the best for our higher self. And then there's the north node, which is where we are supposed to grow into. So we're going to start with the south node. So if we have south node in the 7th house, that means that you're really comfortable working with partnerships. It comes easy for you. You've done it a lot. Marriage feels comfortable. It's almost too comfortable. Too comfortable. You want to partner with people, but your higher agenda is to stand on your own. You're supposed to stand on your own and be independent. It's not like you can't be married or have partnerships, but if you hang around on that vibe as much, you're not following your soul's destiny. You're supposed to be striking out on your own and putting most of the focus on that. Now we're going to flip them. So if your north node is in the sign of the 7th house, your south node is, this is who I am. So what that is your destiny is to partner with people, because you're used to just doing it on my own. It's just about me. I'm just taking care of myself. That's the 1st house. But your destiny is to partner with other people so you can do more. Because 2 people can do more than 1 for people that have the north node in the 7th house. Now I'm going to talk about the very last one, which is Chiron. Of course, Chiron is an asteroid, and there's tons of asteroids, but I like to talk about Chiron because I think it's very powerful. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's where you have wounding, and then you work through it, and then you help others. So Chiron in the 7th house could be somebody, or you're attracting people where they feel like, I can't do it. My relationships don't really work. I can't really work with people. But then you kind of get over it and you kind of do some personal healing. And then you find that, wow, I can have a great relationship or a marriage or a partnership because I had to clear out all this stuff. And then once you've done that, you're going to help others. So this could be a really great placement for somebody who is working with couples or couples counseling, things like that, that you know that you can help others with their partnerships. All right, that is the seventh house. And if you don't have any planets in the seventh house, it doesn't mean that you don't have partnerships or you won't get married. What you're going to look at is on the cusp or the descendant, you're going to look at the sign of what that is, and then you're going to find the house ruler. And then you're going to find where that house ruler is residing, and that's going to give you some information about the kind of partnerships and marriage partners or business partners that you actually are going to find. It's a little more complicated. And then you can just see on that all the signs on that part, so if it's say Capricorn, even though you don't have any planets there, you're going to see that basically that Capricorn energy is going to attract you to those people that have that structure. All right, I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below, and let me know if this made any sense to you. Yeah, because I have that Jupiter placement myself, but I'm just talking about it. All right, and I also want to let you know that if you want a reading from me, you can get one if you go up to that link, and I can give you your own personal reading. And also I want to let you know my 2 free passion projects on Facebook. The first one is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm coaching people on how to be successful on YouTube. And the other one is Creative Soul Alignment, and that's for people that are interested in creativity and spirituality, because here's the deal, we are all creative because we create our life with every decision we make. And we're also spiritual. So here we are on the planet at this time to make a world that works for all of us. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to visualize it, we're going to feel it, and then we're going to make it happen. So I hope you join me with that. All right, take care. Bye.